All right, let's do this. Welcome.
Welcome.
Yeah, let's talk about Jaqua and 45 years in the business.
Oh.
Right? So, let's start with, what do you guys think has been one of the biggest changes Jaqua's gone through over the last 45 years?
You want me to take that one?
You start.
I would say that the biggest change, I mean, obviously the industry has changed significantly, and how you do business has significantly been impacted. I'm certain at some point we'll talk about consumer behavior, but consumer behavior has significantly changed, and so as we adapt to those and see those changes, we have to be more successful than our counterparts in the business to see the results that we want. So
I was just gonna say growth. I mean, we've obviously grown in 45 years from a one-man operation to, where we are now. So
I mean, that's a good one, because it really, I mean, that's a whole different aspect of how you manage that growth effectively.
So talking about Chuck a little bit, since we get to hear about you working with your dad, what was it like working with your dad?
My dad was, I always say this about my dad, because I went to the University of Michigan Business School, which was like in the top, 5 business schools. And they taught you everything about how to be in business. I mean, I took finance, and I took accounting, and I took law, and I took every kind of component that they could physically teach you in a class. And I remember coming back and starting and thinking my dad was a horrible businessman. I've told this story multiple times. I was like, where's the budget? And what is the overall, organizational goal? And we got to have a strategic plan and all these things. And I was like, he didn't have any of them. I mean, he literally did not have any of it. And but what they didn't teach me in the business school was how to develop people. And so he was really good at that. Took a genuine interest in the well-being of other people, and I'd been around it, but not experienced it in a work environment. So it taught me a lot about that, which was, I don't know that you could learn in a class. I think he did it by example.
What does his legacy here at Jaqua mean to both of you, and how do you kind of hope to see that continue now that he's passed?
I think kind of how Dan touched on, he had a very deep and genuine care for people, and so that's not something you obviously can replicate or teach, as Dan said, and so making sure that we are instilling that in all of our agents and all of our staff, and kind of promoting that sense of team as far as making sure that everyone feels like they are working toward the same goal, and keeping the fun while you're at it. I mean, it's true. I mean, my grandpa did have a funny sense of humor, and so it's not all work. It's supposed to be fun too. So
yeah, I received probably more compliments than he received as far as the growth of the company, and impressed with how much we've expanded and into the affiliated businesses and all the things that are things. And I've always said that he had the tougher job, because he had to come up with the principles, philosophies, ways of doing business that really he had to, I always said he had to, be willing to die on a sword for these principles. And he did. He had principles that were really strong people principles. And so then you step into, that's his legacy, is that, you know, as long as we maintain those principles, we can really reach any level that we want. I've said this a lot. We're not in the real estate business, we're in the people business. And so we happen to sell real estate for people. And so in the end, those philosophies and principles are not as easily, they're easily talked about, but he really lived them. So, and it showed.
What would you guys say is the Jaqua difference?
It's, I mean, for me, this is an easy one. Madison hasn't had to answer this question as much as I have, but for me, this one is like so basic, and it's culture. For us, it's the cornerstone of what we are. In that, culture envelops much more than just, oh, it's a fun place to work. I mean, culture to me is the fact that there's a level of education and pushing yourself and excelling and investing in yourself, which is a culture piece. There's a culture piece about helping people and being there for people. There's a piece of culture that is, in our particular case, is helping people reach a higher station in life. And so those are things that, and I believe when you create this synergy around our culture, much like any other great team, the team excels altogether more than what an individual would do if they were by themselves.
So Jaqua obviously believes a lot in giving back to the community. How do you guys think that philosophy has helped impact your growth over the years?
It is essential to our mission, and that is the fact that if we're going to continue to sell community, we have to, give back to it. We want a strong community because in the end, that's what we're about from a culture standpoint. We're a community, and so it is part of the, if you said some of the cornerstones of our culture, one of them is giving back to each other and to the people that aren't within the organization.
I mean, I think it goes back to helping people, and people aren't a commission; they're someone that we can help, and so it just kind of, you can't say that you want to help people and then not give back to the community and not try to improve the lives of everyone that's in the community.
So looking forward, the next 45 years, what excites you the most about Jaqua's future, and is there a specific milestone or goal you're hoping to reach?
What excites me the most, and it's really kind of interesting as you look at this, and that is the fact that we have very talented people that are driving this organization, and they're looking for the same things that everyone's looking for, and that's to make a difference and have responsibility and have goals and see the outcomes and overcome obstacles and all of those things. And so one of the things that I am most excited about is what Madison and the rest of the team will be able to accomplish, because they're talented and well-oriented people to our culture. They identify with it, and because of that, I'm confident we'll excel.
I mean, I think the thing that's exciting for me, and it might sound strange, is that it's unknown. I mean, like Dan said, we have a team that really buys into the mission statement and where this company is going, and so new opportunities and new avenues, and all that kind of stuff are coming out of, instead of from just one person at the top of the company, is coming from every part of, and every level, and so it's exciting because we don't know where we're going to be, but that's the fun part.